Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I am Rio. As you can see today, we are talking about white sneakers. White sneakers, in my opinion, are essentially a spring and summer staple. We all love them, we all wear them. At least I love them and I wear them, and I'm sure some of you guys out there are wearing them as well. They look stylish, they're easy to wear. So for me, they're just a perfect option for the footwear, especially this time of year. The only downside with that is because they're all white, they just have a tendency to get dirty very, very easily, especially, of course, with them being all white. For that reason alone, a lot of us, including myself, usually don't want to spend a ton of money on a pair of white sneakers. For me, of course, I do have a ton of shoes, as most of you guys would know, but still, I don't really like to spend a ton of money on something that's very simple and basic, although I have plenty of times. I just don't like to make a habit out of that. And when I like to have a nice assortment of white sneakers, I want to do the best I can to keep that cost fairly low. So in this video, I have 5 options of white sneakers, of course, that are under 100 bucks. With this list, everything is under 100 bucks, like I mentioned. We're gonna start with the lowest price up into the highest price. Again, everything is still under 100 bucks. First up, we have the Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star Low. This one in particular is definitely a classic option. This is a canvas upper. All the other sneakers do have a leather upper, although I think there might be a leather low Chuck Taylor in white. I gotta look that up, I'm not entirely sure. But this is such a classic and dope option. What I like most about the Chuck Taylor lows is that, especially the all white version, is that you can really do a lot of things with them as far as the versatility for the style of the shoe goes. In my opinion, I think this is something that can be dressed up, it can be dressed down. If you wanna rock them casually with like a suit and a t-shirt, I think it can be done. Jeans, t-shirt, there's so many different ways you can do with that sneaker, and I definitely do love them. This particular colorway, of course, is like one of the more classic colorways, but this one isn't an all white version. There is a white monochrome that I just realized that Chuck Taylor makes, and that is an amazing option as well. So if you're not a fan of the red or blue stripe in that midsole on the Chuck Taylor, the white Chuck Taylor, I would definitely go with the monochrome version. The beauty of this, of course, this is the entry level. These are only 55 bucks. They're stylish and they look dope in my opinion. So coming in at 55 bucks, these are definitely a great option. This all white version here is the leather option. I do believe there is a canvas option as well. The great thing about these is that they're only about 60 to 65 bucks depending on where you get them at. The Vans Old Skool all white, this leather pair, in my opinion, is very, very slick, very casual. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. There's so many different ways you can do with it. And of course, with it being a skate sneaker, you can also wear them in a very street sense. But I find out with the all white sneaker, it tends to be a little more casual slash street opposed to being more street slash casual. I think it lends itself to more of a casual aspect more than a street aspect, which is like more of a personal opinion, I think. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. I'm curious to see what you guys say about that. But I think it's more casual first before it is street. Again, personal opinion. One thing I really like about this sneaker too is that even at that $60 price point, it kind of gives you those similar characteristics of like a high-end minimal sneaker. Of course, it's not a minimal sneaker because it does have the Vans, you know, classic Vans, whatever you call on it, but it kind of gives it like that appearance and that feel on your foot. Now this is a shoe that I talked about sometime last year, I think around the summertime of last year, and this sneaker is very, very, very similar to the Air Force One. And Air Force One usually comes in under 100 bucks, but depending on where you get it from, you know, with tax and whatever the case may be, you're pretty much pushing that $100 boundary. And of course, we want to stay well below that as we can. And with this Nike Core Vision, you're coming in at about 65 bucks. So you're saving pretty much 30, 35 bucks, give or take. The shapes is fairly the same, the silhouette is fairly the same. I think the Nike Core Vision does have more of a slimmer and rounder toe than the Air Force One, which I personally like a little bit better. And then the heel actually has like more of a curvature as well, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I still think it gives it a unique styling element. All in all, I think it's a really great alternative to an Air Force One with saving money and still stylish and all white. You really can't go wrong in my opinion. So if you like that Air Force One aesthetic and that's one of your favorite shoes to wear during the summertime, but you don't want to keep wearing them over and over and over, especially have to go buy another pair, spending $100 over and over, definitely check out the Nike Court Vision Low. You won't regret it. This particular sneaker has been one of my favorite, especially for a white shoe. If I'm looking for a white shoe, I want to grab a white shoe, I usually tend to lean towards these. For one reason, they're very, very comfortable. I think they're very stylish. They give you more of kind of that retro-esque appeal. These are more on a street side, I believe. They don't appear to be as minimal looking. They don't really give off that dressed up casual look as much, but I think they work really well for a dressed down casual. Prices for these will vary. I've seen them fluctuate quite a bit. Usually they're about 70-ish, between 70 to 80. However, on Amazon, and Amazon's prices do fluctuate, so I don't know how long they're gonna be at this price, but they have been at a while. They're only like 55 bucks. This particular pair that I have right here, I paid about 50 bucks for, and I just actually got another pair sitting on ice, so when I run these in, I have a backup pair. And when I start to rock those, I get another backup pair, as long as the price stays around that $50 price point. But anyway, they are an amazing option, especially at that price point. And I would have put them kind of earlier in the video, but again, usually the retail price is a bit higher than the 55. But if you can get them for that price, of course, why not? Make sure you check the description section because there's gonna be links down below for every single one of these. And I'll do my best to kind of give you guys some multiples because different online shops will have different prices. So I'll do my best to find you guys a few different options or a few different places to shop for each of these options. Now these come in last, of course, because these are about 80 bucks. And again, that's still a really great price opposed to some of the other options that are out there for white sneakers. Depending on where you get these, they can be anywhere between 80 to 90. Usually they're still gonna be less than an Air Force One. But for a minimal white looking sneaker, I would say that on this entire list, these are the most minimal looking. All you have is those little dotted stripes on the side, which replicates the Adidas 3 stripes, which is a more simple, simplistic way of doing that. Very, very clean look. And you guys know that Stan Smith's is like they're a classic. And I think every shoe that we've pretty much talked about on this list have all been classics. All white, low top classic sneakers. You can never really go wrong with any of these. I don't think any of them really do ever go out of style. So you really can't go wrong. These particular Stan Smiths I have personally had since 2016. So that's a very, very, very long time. And usually, with a white shoe that's about 5 years old, you would think they would look a little more ran down than these do. And that's only because they're not as comfortable as I would have liked them to be. I don't think they're as comfortable, and that's just a personal opinion. The Adidas Supercourt, the ones I talked about previously, those are extremely comfortable. On this entire list, those are probably the most comfortable out of all of them. Adidas Stan Smith, I feel like they're missing the mark of comfortability for me. So when I'm looking to grab a white sneaker, those usually aren't my first pick. And you may feel different with that, but for that reason, the simplicity of them, the style of them, with the Stan Smith, man, you can't go wrong when it comes to the aesthetics of a white sneaker. If the lighting just changed or looks a little bit weird, I'm sitting right under a window and now the sun is kind of like beaming right through. So that's probably what changes up everything a little bit. All in all, that was the 5 white sneakers that are under 100 bucks. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful or informative. If you did, of course, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate that. Drop a comment down below if you feel like I missed anything on this list that are also under 100 bucks, because of course I don't know everything. These are just some of the things that I own and that I do wear. And of course I do know that they're well under 100 bucks. And with this time of year, I know a lot of us are looking to rock white sneakers, and some of us may not want to do the traditional Air Force One, especially if we want to look a little bit different, look a little more stylish than what everyone else is wearing. Again, links are down below for you guys to shop these particular sneakers if you guys want to. If you're looking for some style inspiration of how to wear white sneakers, I will do my best to get some looks up this spring and summer, so make sure you follow me over on Instagram if you're not already. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe for more fashion and style content. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.